What's going on, family? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing Black Phone. This movie was simply amazing. And just to start off, let me give you a little summary, and then we're going to pick it up after this. This movie, it's a horror movie. It just came out not that long ago, just recently. And the premise of the story is after being abducted by a child killer and locked in a soundproof basement, a 13-year-old boy starts receiving calls on a disconnected phone from the killer's previous victims. Yes, really good story so far, right? Well, it gets better. This is directed by Scott Derrickson. It's written by Robert Cargill, Joe Hill, and it stars none other than Ethan Hawke, Jeremy Davies, James Ransone, and the list goes on. I can't go enough about this movie. This movie really shocked me. I was literally blown away by this movie. I was one of the lucky people to see it early. And man, this movie was, to me, almost a masterpiece. And I'm over here praising it before most people are going to start praising it, calling it a masterpiece. Work from God. And I'm thankful I got to see this. And the opportunity to go see this, I had to go and review the series ASAP. Ethan Hawke, man, is at it again. Not surprising, but what was surprising to me was the performance of the child actors. You know, it was a surprise to be sure, but it was a welcomed one. Don't let the January release dates fool you for future reference. Usually, January is one of those months where you dump new movies and they go to waste. But this movie is an exception because it's exceptional. Ethan Hawke, I loved his vibe in this movie. The director came in clutch, and we're going to talk about him in a few. But this movie was truly surprising. Didn't expect it even to be remotely as good. When this movie does release and in theaters, which it has, you are going to have to go and flock out and go see it on the big screens. You will not regret it. The child actors, like I mentioned before, are not only incredible, but they work really well together as they work as a tandem, their brother and sister in the movie. And I thought the movie as a whole didn't give a lot away in the trailers, which was, wow, a feat, especially nowadays. And man, let's just go straight to my positives. This was a true master director by a brilliant, brilliant man. This is from the director of the original horror masterpiece, Sinister, from years ago. And this came as his latest journey into the disturbing terror genre. His movies like Sinister stay lingering in your mind way after they're over and you actually go home. His use of cinematography in this movie was amazing. It was very beautiful, very 70s-ish. The music, the sounds, the atmosphere, the creepiness, the performances, and the plots, yes, plots, lead to unsettling twist and terror. Do not miss the newest creepy and frightening Scott Derrickson film, man. This is it. You know, I think one day he will definitely join the legendary ranks of George Romero, Tobe Hooper, Wes Craven, John Carpenter, even Alfred Hitchcock himself. You could definitely mark my words. This movie was a nod to all those directors in the past. Ethan Hawke, for me, created a character worthy of this film. In a series in the same way that Robert Englund brought Freddy Krueger to our nightmares, well, this will bring nightmares to the children of today's. This was creepy, scary good, man. This one is one that I would definitely have to own as a Blu-ray. Man, to me, this is how you do a horror film. You know, it doesn't get any better than this. From my mixed aspects, honestly, I really didn't have none. I was really shocked at the use of Ethan Hawke's character, you know, in not to spoil too much, but I was a little mixish on his masks. In this movie, he wears multiple masks, and I think it works well for the character. Maybe on a second watch, I'm gonna have to re-examine this. but I don't think my stance is, pretty much going to change. It's going to stand still. I wish it was just one solid mask, although all the masks are pretty creepy. They're very similar, but very different at the same time. And that's just me nitpicking because this movie was phenomenal. The mask thing you could get over. When it comes to negatives, man, there was not one negative thing. These child actors really brought their game. If it wasn't for them, the movie could have been a little dull, but they definitely exceeded expectations if there were any. And if you was to rate this film, easily as of right now, I give it an 8 out of 10 for the essential plot in general. Just being in this genre to not only scare you, but entertain you and to give you value throughout the whole runtime, to me was a feat. Davies came from the Sinister franchise, and, we kind of knew what we were going to expect, but we didn't know it was going to be this good. Sinister was amazing, both movies. And then for him to put his touch on these epic scenes in this movie, man, it was a delight to see. Very, very memorable performance from Ethan Hawke, and definitely a must watch. Go check it out. 8 out of 10. And if you liked this video, hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. Share this video. And if you want more content from me, subscribe to the next one. Peace.